Complete nocturne. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Welcome in. Happy Friday. Hopefully you guys had a great Friday today. Welcome in. We'll get started in just a minute. Happy Friday. No, we didn't start yet. It's the beginning. I'll start in just a minute. We'll do the channel messages as usual and then go into the main read, which is no contact. Around the world, no contact. And what's the T on that? On why? And then at the end, as usual, we'll do one personal question per person in exchange for a gift. But please hold your questions until the end so that way I won't lose them. I'll be able to see them in exchange for your gift. All right, one more minute. We'll get started. All right, we'll get started. All right, it's 8:55 p.m. in Texas in the United States. It is Friday, August 14th, 2026. All right. All right, we'll get started with the channel messages and save all personal questions for the end after the main read, please and thank you. All right, so the channel messages we have, the first one is Divine Femme. Someone is asking, do you have a venereal disease? Not sure why that had to come up, but it did. So somebody wants to know if a divine femme has a venereal disease. I would say probably not. They're usually protected and they usually don't have relations with everybody. So the answer is probably no. All right, the next one is about a baby daddy. Someone is saying, don't take the child. This could be a baby mother to Dairy Queen. The DA is following you, and also it's saying you need to stay on the down low, or are you down low? One or the other. Not sure. All right, then Katie. Someone's baby daddy is a DA undercover for the police department. So those two could go together. All right, then AJ and Faye love soda very much. Not sure why we needed to know that either. Soda's not good for you, and it's all chemicals. Gia, Dan, and Ben eating a BLT while driving at the hour of 2000 hour in a rig, a large size rig, got into a bad wreck, and now they're all in jail. All right, then we have a mixed ethnicity baby daddy on XCam online, OnlyFans, in the fans during sleeping hours, has much joy with whatever they're doing on there. They could call him Tio, or he could just be an uncle. And it says that they have a Q, which is a God complex. Then we have new Q and U.Q, which is a vet cancer test, and a Chinese language translator for the word slut. Okay. And then we have 5 Piao to Sai. That means slut in the Wu Chinese language. Then we have an awakened fiery thief, choked while sleeping in their mouth. Okay. An awakened fiery thief started choking while stuffing a sandwich in their mouth during work hours in front of an entire group. So they were stealing at work food, and so their karma was that they ended up choking in front of all the customers at work and had to have the Heimlich done. All right, then we have Spank Whip Fun in the bed with Jay, who is looking GQ in the night. All right, again, not sure why we need to know that. Then we have Quartz Crystal VVV. It's a song by The Boys, 2025. Fragile hearts break apart, but leave your mark. Though I'm nervous, no frown on my face, but I'm still Hold now, stay fueled. And then we have Venus ×2 in the reverse, so no beauty spells are working. Then we have Uranus. Somebody is not reforming old habits. The Sun in Aquarius. Mercury, talking about communication. Capricorn ×2 in the reverse, still continuing with the control issues. Scorpio ×2 in the reverse, not transforming. Libra still in the North Node. Then we have houses 1, 2, 8, 10, 11, 12. Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. Okay, and then someone had asked me a question on my routine of how I get ready for the readings. And I'm very ritualistic, so I pretty much do not the exact routine every night, but the same set, like, kind of order. So I usually come home, do qigong for an hour, meditate in silence and with Chopin playing the piano in the background for 15-20 minutes on 432 hertz. Then shower, and then get ready for the reading. All right, for those with inquiring minds that wanted to know, that's my exciting ritual of how I get prepared for this. All right, so we will get ready. All right, so like I said, we're doing around the world, all the zodiac signs of who's in no contact with you and why. And we'll get clarification on that, see what else they have to say. And then first we'll do our oracle cards like always. Thank you everybody for showing up on the live, and thanks for all the donations. If you want to donate to the channel, you can. On my Cash App is $TabbyCat76, $TABBYCAT76. Or you can donate off of my Etsy list on my YouTube channel. I have it on there in the post. And for the one who just donated the Shadow Tarot, it's coming, I think, on the 20th. If I'm not mistaken, it'll be here. Thank you for that. All right, so let's get started. I'll go around the world and do all the oracles. Get that done, and then we will start the read and then do the personal questions at the end, okay? So Aries. Okay, Aries, first we'll start with the Forest Enchantment Oracle. Okay, Aries got number 3 with Froggy Grotto. So let's see what that's about. Froggy Grotto, number 3. It says for Froggy Grotto, for Aries, it says be mindful of the amplification of words and how things echo in the grotto. You can hear frogs from quite a distance away. The cacophony of social media can blot out the silence you need to hear yourself think. Hop out of the pond for a while. Everyone will still be sitting in the same mossy rock if and when you choose to return. So basically that's saying, even though there's a lot of frogs around, you know, making their noises of whatever noise they make, croaking noises, it's saying you need to step out of the pond, away from all of that, go into silence for a few minutes, and meditate, and then get your thoughts together. And then if you choose to come back, that also means to get away from social media for a while, because that really like ruins the brain to be on it all the time. All right. So let's see. And then Aries, you also got number 14 with Soul, Invictus, and Life. So Aries, you could be thinking and reminiscing and going over your life right now. Maybe you're being nostalgic, thinking about things the way they were, the way they are now, and the way you want them to be in the future. All right, the number 14 breaks down to a 5. 5 means changes. Changes are on the horizon. Maybe you have some big changes coming in the wintertime. There's snow in this card. All right, so maybe the winter months, you'll start to see some changes happening for Aries, okay? All right, so then we have Taurus with branch of summoning. Number, it don't have a number. Branch of summoning. All right, so branch of summoning is this you use when you're feeling overwhelmed, experiencing burnout, paralyzed by fear, stress beyond your ability to proceed alone, in need of respite, requiring a healer. So if you're in need of a healer, you want to take the golden bells that hang from the silver branch and summon the help and healing that you need. The branch of summoning. And, you know, herbs and stuff also are very good for natural healing. So if you need any healing, I would look into natural herbs. And then Taurus, you also got Amaterasu with recovery, number 15. And 15 breaks down to a 6, which is moving to calmer waters. Okay, so you have the branch of summoning a healer in your life, and you're recovering or trying to recover from something. All right, Taurus. So if you are trying to recover from something, look into herbs and natural substances. And also look at energy healing. All right, Gemini, you have number 35, the time tree. That reminds me of divine timing. And 35 breaks down to an 8, which can be a karmic number, a karmic loop that we don't want to recreate. All right, it says the advice: it is time to act, time to dare, time to speak, time to wake up, time to engage with your life before you run out of time. So many of our wishes concerns time. We wish for more time or to go back in time. We wish we hadn't wasted time or taken time for granted. And then there are those perfect moments when we wish time would stand still. What if you didn't know what time it was for an entire day? This also has to do, hello from Liverpool. I've been there before. That also reminds me of those of you who are always waiting and looking for perfect divine timing to jump on a situation that maybe you want to get on, but you're hesitating or you're not sure how the person will react. So you keep waiting for answers from the divine, but the divine's not going to give you the answer because they want you to react. They want you to jump on it. Now, if they didn't want to, they would give you a response and make sure you knew the answer was no. So, remember, there is no time, but here on Earth, we do run out of time because we get older, people move, life takes over, and some doors end up closing, okay? All right, and then Gemini, with that timing, you also got your year, number 43, which breaks down to a 7, which is luck, and it says progression. So with divine timing and all about time, you will progress if you stop worrying about the time and just jump on the situation. All right, even if it's, let's say you want to speak to someone that you're interested in a relationship, and you feel like that person will not speak to you, or they're mad at you, or something happened, at least you can do is try, and the worst thing they can say is no. All right. So Cancer, you got number 33 with the stone hairs. All right, number 33, the stone hairs. All right, the stone hairs advice is things may not be as they seem. Your perception may not reflect what is actually happening. Do not leap to conclusions. Allow transformations to settle before you act. Don't give or accept any ultimatums at this present time. The situation is evolving quickly, and all will be clearer soon. Do not limit yourself to easily unexplainable things. All right, don't get caught up in the he said, she said, believing what others think. Do not assume anything. Hey, Ginger. All right, and then Cancer, you also got number 40 with flares, the unexpected. So something unexpected can happen for the Cancers. All right. Now, Leo, you have number 32 with the Bower of Dreams. Number 32, Bower of Dreams. And that is about let the world get on without you for a while. You need your beauty sleep. That is a sleep that restores your ability to see the beauty in your waking world. Create a bower where you can receive your dreams, rest and replenish, and emerge from your bower ready to rejoin the dance. All right. You have to get sleep. That's how your body regenerates its cells and DNA and recovers. So you need a good night's sleep. All right. And then Leo, you got Hathor with number 17, which is an 8, and it is for joy. Always have time to make joy in each and every one of your days. Think positive. Okay, Virgo, you got number 25 with a light in the forest. That breaks down to a 7. Luck again, 25. All right, a light in the forest. The advice, you may be struggling in the darkness, just like your dark night of the soul. But there is help at hand if you will bring yourself to ask for it. It can be scary to ask to be let in, to ask for care and kindness, but we all need it. Follow the light, walk up to the door and knock. Do not let imagined rejection keep you from the reality of warm welcome. All right, that's that 5 of Pentacles left out in the cold situation. And that also goes with the other card of divine timing. Don't let your time get wasted and run out because you are afraid to take action. All right, Virgo, and you got number 33 with Preparation by Mabom. And Virgo, that's a good card for you because you're all about health and wellness. So there's lots of fruits. Something very fruitful may be happening that you're getting prepared for. All right. And then we have Libra. You have number 24 with Treasure. So let's see. Number 24 with Treasure. All right, this one is about the treasure you seek is near at hand, but you need to shift your gaze, change your focus to perceive its presence. Everything you need is right within your reach. Don't waste time where there is no reward possible. Think outside the box. Change your plan of action. Don't repeat failures out of pride or stubbornness. So, like with manifestations, you have to believe that your manifestations are already here in order for them to be brought in faster. If you're manifesting something, but then you say, oh, it's never going to come, it's never going to come. So change your perspective. And then Libra, you got number 7, which is your number of your house, solar cycle, and will. You have the will to make anything manifest that you want to manifest. All right, Scorpio, we got number 17 with Sacred Spring. All right, 17, Sacred Spring. The advice is healing of all kinds is possible now if you are ready to receive it. Make a pilgrimage to a spot that holds spiritual power for you. Make sacred space where you can be quiet and welcome deep peace. Nature's blessings will provide purification and renewal. Make it a priority to be well. Sometimes, at least once a month, you need to do a purge on your entire body. You need to fast really good. And that's an all water fasting with no foods. That allows your whole body to reset. It allows the good cells to eat away the foggy, the bad cells, and including some cancer cells. And it allows for the baby cells to bloom. So, and it gives your whole gastrointestinal system a break from breaking up foods and things like that as well. Because we're not meant to eat every day. That's not how we were born. People had to hunt for their food and they would go weeks without eating. All right, and then Scorpio, you got number 32, which breaks down to a 5. It's change with the llamas and gratitude. Always have gratitude for the little things in life. Even if you think they're not going well, still have gratitude for the things you do have. Your health, your wealth, your wellness, your breathing. All right, Sagittarius, you have number 10, the Swan Sisters. All right, number 10, that's closing a cycle to begin a new one. All right, Swan Sisters, you have the advice is it is a delicate balance between focusing on the task at hand and longing for its completion. The thought of the reward is what keeps us going, yet it can be stressful to yearn toward that fulfillment. Be inspired, not obsessed. Give your whole to what is in front of you and be assured that the seemingly unending task will indeed end. Yes. Before you close out cycles, make sure there's no unfinished business because that can allow that cycle to recycle back around. So make sure it's closed completely. And then Sagittarius, you also got number 42, which is a 6, moving out of chaos. And you got photosynthesis with reciprocity, that equal give and take. All right. And then we have Capricorn. You have Cloak of Vanishing. Nice. I don't know what you, baby. All right, Cloak of Vanishing. It says to use discretion, secrecy, planning a surprise, slipping quietly away from parties. Bouts of shyness, spontaneous trips, urgent business elsewhere. Okay, some cloaks of vanishing make musical sound, a sort of flourish when they deploy. For complete discretion, don your cloak out of earshot of passerbyers. So it says the cloak has two powers: to keep your wits about you and to use it to make sure you're giving it proper intention. All right. And Capricorn, you also got number 23, which is a 5 for change. You got Sol with welcome. So welcome any change that may be coming your way. All right. Aquarius, we have number 36, the word sisters. All right. The word sisters. The advice is, it is time to explore and deepen your connection with the impractical, the invisible, and the eternal. Enhance your everyday endeavors through the use of magic and ritual. Turn to experts if you need guidance, but always remember the magic is in you. Above all, believe in your destiny and the power of your will to achieve it. That is what it means to be word. So that is the spell of prophecy and power. Always listen to your intuition. And then with that prophecy and power, Aquarius, you have number 34. That's a 7. And the Samhain with possibilities. There's always a possibility for things to come true that you want to. All right, Pisces, we have number 28 with the wild hunt. All right, number 28. Inside of you. All right, the advice, no matter how much you want or may want to bring order to the present situation, there are too many issues to play to make sense of it. It's best not to even try to make progress now, or at least not as long along the same trajectory. Sometimes things can only be comprehended in hindsight. This is one of those times. Wait for the things to calm down before proceeding. So Pisces, there may be some craziness going on in your life right now. So they're saying don't proceed yet. Let things calm down and then proceed after that. And then Pisces, you also got number 4 with solar cycle 4 and focus. Yeah, they want you to focus on the things at hand right now. And then you can move further. All right, now we'll get into the read. All right, so let's see. And I am using the Urban Tarot deck for this read. All right, we're starting with Aries. We're doing what's the tea on who's in no contact with you and why. All right. Who's in no contact with Aries and why at this time? Who's in no contact with Aries and why? Who's in no contact with Aries right now and why? No contact with Aries and why? And who is in no contact with Aries and why? Who's in no contact with Aries and why? No contact with Aries. Okay. I'll start with the Oracle for Aries. Who's in no contact with Aries and why? No contact with Aries and why? Believe in your baby, so All right, Aries, let's see. Okay, who's in no contact with you and why? Aries, you have All right. Well, somebody has put themselves in a love triangle. And it says, I've been seeing someone else and I'm having trouble choosing. All right. And then you also got, you got away. You're the one that got away. I'll look for you in the next lifetime. So because of that, you ended up going to a different path, a different route. And now they feel like you've gotten away. It says, I'm working up the courage to ask you out on a date for a reconciliation. So one person feels like you, or this could be all the same person. So they got in a love triangle. They couldn't decide on who they wanted. They feel like you've gotten away already. You're with somebody else, but they do want to reconcile. All right, so let's see what this is about. Okay. Give me something for Aries. No contact and why? No contact for Aries and why? On love triangle, you got away and reconciliation for Aries. Love triangle, you got away and reconciliation for Aries. Clarify. Can be the same, no. All right, we have envy. I resent that you have what I most desire, so I will belittle your successes to make myself look better. And amusement. I find your stories comical and your life a source of entertainment. So it sounds like they're dealing with some mental health issues. On one hand, they find you funny. The other hand, they are envying you and your success. All right, let's get Tara and find out who this is. I'm interested in knowing. All right, tell me who this is with Aries. That's a no contact that got in a love triangle, feels that the collective got away, and now they want to reconcile with the collective. Give me something on this for Aries. No contact. It would be so much easier if I could just sell my clothes on Depop. Because there's no selling fees. Excuse me. That's where their happiness was going to be, was with one of the third party situations. And then they received judgment for doing that, because that was not the right way to go. And now they're trying to end that situation to come back to you and to find balance and healing in the relationship. Because they see you as the Ten of Pentacles, Aries, or switch it vice versa, and they want to start over, have a new beginning. And they see how strong you are, and they feel like you guys were destined to be together. With you. All right. All right, so Aries, you have somebody that is in no contact with you, and the reason is because they got caught up in a love triangle. They feel that by now you've gotten away and went on a different path and are with somebody else. They do want to reconcile and come back and ask you on a date. They also are kind of conflicted on their feelings, because on one hand, they find you amusing. They love listening to your comical stories, and they feel like you're a source of entertainment. But then on the other hand, they resent everything that you're most desired for, and they feel like that should be them for some reason. I don't know why they can't be happy for you and them do what they're supposed to be doing. So I don't know. Like I said, it could be a Taurus with the Hierophant who you're dealing with, somebody that's spiritual, religious, very much into that, the occult of some sort. They thought they were going to be successful with the third party. That did not happen. A third party could be an earth sign or a fire sign. They did not listen to their intuition, or they listened to somebody else that told them to go in that direction where they thought that all of their happiness would be. They did get judgment on that, and that is New York and the wall of everyone from the Twin Towers. They do want to end that situation with the Death card. They want to find balance and healing in this relationship with you, Aries. They see you as the Ten of Pentacles, be all, end all. They want to take a leap of faith with you, start a new beginning. And they find you strong, and they think you guys are destined to be together. Let's see. Any more advice for Aries in this situation? Any more advice for Aries in this situation? All right, so you have future. Our paths are destined to align, though the purpose may still be unclear. So yes, as they were saying, they feel you guys are destined to be together. Desperate. I'm in a bind and don't know what to do. I may be acting irrationally. So they got themselves in a bind with this third party love triangle situation, and now they're unsure as to what to do and how to deal with it. So I'll get some advice from the tarot, and then I'll find out the exact zodiac signs we're dealing with for Aries. All right. Tarot, give me some advice for Aries on this situation, how they should deal with it. The Queen of Wands came out. The Public Defender. They're going to have to defend themselves in this situation, most definitely against you. Give me some more advice for Aries in this situation, please, and thank you. Advice for Aries in this situation. All right, and you also got the Nine of Wands with fortitude, the wounded warrior. You're not going to allow them to come in and trauma bond with you and put their wounds onto you because they didn't make the right decision. You will still be loving and nurturing with the Queen of Cups, but you're not going to allow anybody to put you in a mental imprisonment in your mind over something that they decided to do stupidly. All right. And that's the truth with the Ace of Swords. All right. So Aries, that was for you. Love triangle, feeling like you got away, and now they want to reconcile. That's how it usually works. They realize they went toward the wrong one when their money starts going down and things start happening and they get karma. That's Judgment. All right, now we're going on to Taurus. All right, Taurus. Get something for Taurus. No contact and why. Who's in no contact with Taurus and why? Who's in no contact with Taurus and why? No contact with Taurus and why? No contact with Taurus and why? Okay, Taurus. Who's in no contact with Taurus and why? No contact with Taurus and why? All right, let's see. We have unchanged. I am who I am, not who you want me to be. I'm not going to change. So you're in no contact because basically they're being stubborn and they just don't want to change. Divine union, you left every part of me untouched. I realize now who you are. All right, so they're unchanged, but now they're thinking, I got the signs and I know who you are. Waiting game, I've been slow to return, but maybe it's because I know you'll be waiting. So they haven't returned yet, even though they have gotten the synchronicities and signs that you are a divine union, but they know that you're waiting on them, so they haven't returned. And we got worth waiting for. They feel like they're worth waiting for, okay? And that's part of the reason why they're unchanged, all right? So, let's see. Let's get some others on this. Adela, you want to know if I'm a writer? Yes, I do write. And I have written books. It's been a long time. And poetry. All right. Taurus. No contact and why? Taurus, no contact and why? Taurus, no contact and why? Taurus, no contact and why? This person is really in their ego, I can tell you that. All right, so we have... All right, the first one that popped out was brag. I will always enthusiastically share the amazing things happening in my life. They love to brag about themselves. Check in. I want to catch up. Make sure you're doing well and see where we stand. So eventually they will catch up. Make sure you're doing well and see where we stand. So eventually they will want now because they know you're waiting on them. safe space. I accept and respect you for who you are and ask only the same in return. Well, you can't do that if they're going to be unchanged. But they also want a small favor. I'm hoping you won't mind helping me with something minor. Probably money or something they got themselves into, and then chaos. I'm a magnet for trouble. It's not my fault. I leave a trail of mayhem behind me. Definitely in their ego. So that one you have to be careful with, Taurus. All right, let's get some cards. All right, can I have some cards for Taurus on this situation of the no contact situation? No contact situation with Taurus. No contact situation with Taurus, and why? Who's in no contact with Taurus and why? Who's in no contact with Taurus and why? Who's in no contact with Taurus and why? Okay, could be an air sign with the activist. Or it could be an earth sign with the Queen of Pentacles, the matriarch is who you're in no contact with. So the Prince of Swords, the activist, and the matriarch. All right, let's see. All right, give me more on the Princess of Swords and Queen of Disc on who's in no contact with Taurus. Why are they in no contact with Taurus? The truth. Why are they in no contact with Taurus? All right, Taurus, it looks like they were out for pleasure. They just wanted us to have some fun and be in this player energy. All right. And now they're saying you're going to find out the truth with the Ace of Swords, with some swift communication coming in about some conflict that they got into over this one night stand of pleasure. And then you have the dancer, the stripper on the bottom, Princess of Wands. So they were in their player energy. They decided to go out in this devil energy and have some fun for the night as a player and hook up with a dancer for a night of fun. And now they're finding themselves in some conflict, and that's why they need a small favor from you. Who knows? They probably got an STD, STI, or somebody pregnant, because now they need healing from you. All right. And they're saying they didn't know which path to take. They were in between. Yeah, and now you're going to have to end up putting your boundaries up with this person because they are still in their ego. They're not wanting to change, and all they need is a favor from you. All right. Can we have some advice for Taurus on this situation? Advice for Taurus in this situation with the stripper. All right, we got future. Our paths are destined to align, and amusement again. Same as Aries. So they find you amusing. They know that you're their divine partner, but again, they find it amusing that you're just sitting there waiting for them. And so they're not in a hurry to come, but when they come, they have a favor to ask you because they're in a bind and they're in chaos and conflict right now. All right, so let's get some advice for here. What's the advice for Taurus with this situation with the stripper? Advice for Taurus in the situation of no contact for someone that got with a stripper and chaos. What's the advice for Taurus? No contact. Erased. I deleted everything that reminded me of you. And decision. I've made up my mind. I'm not waiting or wasting any more time. Now they want to come forward. And it says they will call. And it says competition. So again, there's still competition. All right. So we'll get advice from the tarot on this situation for Taurus. All right, advice for Taurus in the situation with the stripper and the chaos. Advice for Taurus on the stripper and the chaos situation of no contact. Taurus, no contact. What's the advice for them on the stripper situation? What's your advice? All right, Taurus, they're telling you 10-10. Focus on your happiness and your wealth. Focus on you and not this situation. Don't give any energy, time, money, relations, anything to this situation. Let it be and keep moving. It's not worth it because you're going to lose out on your independency, your happiness, your money, everything for their issues. All right, Gemini. Who's in no contact with Gemini and why? Who's in no contact with Gemini and why? No contact with Gemini and why? No contact with Gemini and why? All right, no contact with Gemini and why? No contact for Gemini and why? Give me who's in no contact with Gemini and why? No contact with Gemini and why? No contact with Gemini and why? All right, Gemini, let's see. Okay. So this person is, okay, they're focused on their career. It says, I'm concentrating on my career and focused on advancing no matter what it takes, whatever that may mean for them. All right, then it says frustrated. I'm irritated with what I can't control and want you to feel as badly as I do. All right, so again, that negative and positive bipolar behaviors. Positive, my intentions are pure and I want only to elevate and improve your life. So they may be having some financial issues and maybe you're doing well right now with your finances. So they're feeling frustrated because they really want only good intentions towards you and they want to be able to elevate and improve your life. And it says support. I'm here to support and elevate you while expecting nothing in return. All right, Gemini. Let's see what that's about. I don't know. but they're frustrated. So let's see. Gemini, no contact, and why? Gemini, no contact, and why? Who's in no contact with Gemini 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 and why? Oh my. Who's in no contact with Gemini and why? All right, Gemini. We have somebody that wants a commitment. It says, when I think about my future, I see you. And then they say they have friend support. I've been seeking my friends' advice about our relationship. But then they say, you first. I'm not making a move. You know where to find me. So again, in their ego, they want you to be the one to contact them and them not contact you, even though they were in the wrong and started the no contact rule or ghosted or what have you. All right, let's get the tarot. Tarot, give me something for Gemini and who's in no contact with them and why. No contact Gemini and why. No contact with Gemini and why. No contact Gemini. No contact with Gemini and why. Could be a Scorpio. Could be an air sign. Queen of Swords. The painter. Could be somebody that likes to paint. Three of Swords. Somebody that's heartbroken right now or going through a heartbreak. And could be somebody that likes to write or read with the Prince of Wands, the journalist. They could write for a living. They could do art for a living with temperance and balance. Or they could be in the film industry with filmmaker. All right, so we got a lot about who this could be. So somebody wants to put an end to this no contact. Why are they in no contact with Gemini? And they're also a rock star in the player energy. Why are they in no contact with Gemini? Why? So maybe they work in the industry, either writing, art, filmmaking, or music, or painter. And that is the career they're focused on right now. And they travel a lot. And they're in no contact because they literally don't have time, but they're feeling heartbroken and they want to put an end to this. But they do have friends supporting them with the situation and helping them along. But they also feel like you should contact them. Why are they in no contact? All right, they see you as their happiness. Okay. But why are they in no contact? Okay. Let's see. Okay, they're feeling wounded right now. They're trying to plan and navigate their work situation and to get over Okay, they may have been in a situation where somebody betrayed them on a work situation, no matter what type of work that is. And so now they're trying to start at the beginning again on a fresh page to replan things because they're feeling wounded. So they may have lost out on a lot from whatever this betrayal in the workplace was. Let's see. Give me something for Gemini in this situation of no contact. What is this person going through? What's this person with Gemini going through with the no contact? Gemini, no contact. What is their person going through? Yeah, something happened. They had a betrayal. It says journey, adventure waits a physically or emotionally expanding experiences ahead and sabotage. I'm deliberately working to undermine your efforts and place obstacles in your path. So someone maybe didn't like the fact that they were with you or coming towards you. And so they decided to do a betrayal and sabotage this person in one way or another with their work. And so now they are in lack and trying to come out ahead on this situation. And they feel like they can't come forward yet because they are focused on their career. And that's why they're frustrated, because they can't control the situation that's happened. They're trying to stay positive and they do want to support you, but at this time they just can't. All right. So let's get some advice for Gemini. Give me some advice for Gemini on this situation. What's the advice for Gemini on this situation? What should they do in this situation? What is the advice? All right. It's saying, yeah, they're feeling in lack. They lost a whole lot of money. And that's why they had to ghost you for. They know that you are their happiness. You make them happy. You're their wish fulfillment. You guys are destined to be together. And they're saying you will get justice. They will get justice too for the situation they're in. They want to take a leap of faith with you, have a new beginning, maybe even have kids with you. All right. But right now they have to deal with the issues at hand. Yeah, and they need to make some changes. And then they want to ask you on a date. All right, so that is your advice. That's a little bit on why they ghosted you and you have not heard from these people, Gemini, because they got sabotaged by someone in a work setting, on a project, what have you. They lost out on a lot of money. They may be going in and out of courts. And they don't want to come towards you this way, so they're waiting until they get their stuff situated on a positive note. All right, now we are on Cancer. Is you strong because you had enough? Are you here looking for love? Ooh. The club went crazy. Lifting up my eyes on you. Somebody, hey girl, what you gonna do? New York could be significant. The Bronx. Oh, right now, the club went crazy. The club. All right, Cancer. What can you tell me about Cancer's no contact situation and why? It's all right for me. Yes, and this. What's your name? Where you get freedom? Cancer, no contact, and why? Baby, are you enough? Are you looking for love? It's going crazy. All these bitches got my eyes on you. Alright, Cancer, no contact, and why? Cancer, no contact, and why? Baby, yeah, for you right now, with the time, you're breaking. Cancer, no contact, and why? What it is. Cancer, no contact, and why? Other than this evidence, oh, hearts on us. Cancer, no contact, and why? What's your name? Where you live? Where you bitch? Alright, Cancer, no contact, and why? You have goodbye. The moment has come to part ways. Our paths are diverging, and it's time to let go. If it's time to go, it's time to go. Love, I will be a positive force in your life and only want to bring peace and happiness. So even though it's time to let go, they want you to think of them as someone who brought love into your life and a safe space. I accept and respect you for who you are and only ask the same in return. So they want a respectable letting go, an ending of a situation, which that could be a good thing. So let's see. Cancer, no contact, and why? 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 Alright, Cancer. We have the reason you're in no contact and why is because they thought the grass was greener. They needed time to see if there's better romantic options. And then we also got take it slow. They're in no rush. Verge, I'm about to confess my true feelings. Please be willing to listen. So even though they want to end it with you, they still want to express their true feelings that they never expressed to you. Not sure why it would matter now, but okay. Let's get the tarot. All right, Cancer. No contact and why? Who's in no contact with Cancer and why? Who's in no contact with Cancer and why? No contact with Cancer and why? All right, Cancer, you have the Journalist and Three of Swords, Sorrow. So you have someone that is dealing with the heartbreak that they never healed from the past. And so them to even think about being in something with you, they cannot because they're still honing in on that past person, which could be a Queen of Pentacles, a matriarch, and the Empress is coming out. Or this could be you, Cancer, Queen of Pentacles, and the Empress. All right. And it looks like they're projecting their heartbreak onto you. See, he's pointing his finger at you with the Three of Swords, heartbreak. So they're trying to project this heartbreak onto you. Give me more on no contact with Cancer and why. Why are they in no contact? Why are they in no contact? And they could have had gotten a third party pregnant with the Empress card as well. Alright, we got the Hermit. Isolation. Four of Pentacles holding back from you and the universe. They went into isolation, decided to hold back everything from you, and then to go online and play, meet Queen of Pentacles or an Empress, or got this Queen of Pentacles pregnant. Now they're the Empress, meaning motherly figure. Yeah. And you could be dealing with a Cancer. Cancer, this is you. Yep. With the Lovers. Now you're feeling stuck. Somebody's hacking somebody's computer, internet, trying to find out stuff because they offered pleasure to the wrong person. But this is a karmic lesson that they have to learn because that was not their wish fulfillment. And now they're going to be left out in the cold and feeling wounded by this situation. And they're going to continue to be stuck until they heal. Alright. We have some advice for Cancer on this situation. Advice for Cancer on this situation of no contact. Advice for Cancer on the no contact situation. Apology. I'm not yet over what happened, but an apology could begin to mend things. And then chaos. They're a magnet for chaos. And unfriendly. Keep your guard up. We aren't friends, and I may have a hostile attitude. And the past. The weight of what happened between us still lingers. I'm not yet over our past or their past. And this could be a meddler. I may step in and try to influence or control your life. I'm certain I know best. So this person has a lot of issues. Yeah, they're deceitful and an imposter. It says, I'm not who you think I am, and I have all the intentions and may be planning on deceiving you because they know that you're empathic and you're a positive person, and they're trying to change the people in the community's view on how they see you because they're desperate. And they don't want to be honest and truthful with you. I don't like that at all. Alright, advice for Cancer and who's in no contact with Cancer. Advice for Cancer on the situation and who's in no contact with Cancer. Cancer, no contact, and why. Their advice. What's the advice? Alright, basically, they're just not for you, Cancer. You need to just let it end and dead. They do want to apologize. It says, I'm sorry for disappointing you. Will you accept my apology? It says partying. Been partying with my friends to avoid being alone at home. And they as well have friend support, and they may be drinking a lot. Excuse me. Alright, so Cancer, we'll get some advice on what you should do in this situation. Alright. What should Cancer do in this no contact situation? Again, you as well. Focus on yourself. Focus on your money. Princess of Discs, the kindergarten teacher. Maybe do some work in the community. Show some support. And you will hear about this in the community as well. People are talking. And yes, that definitely going to be communication. It's going to be fiery. You will get justice. They're in toxic energy. So you need to just speak your truth on your side of the story of what happened and let them be and just walk away from them. You'll find happiness elsewhere. Yeah, make sure you defend yourself. All right. All right, Cancer, that's it for you. Now we are on to Leo. All right, Leo. I have something for Leo. No contact. Leo, no contact, and why? Leo, no contact, and why? I'll be the one. Leo, no contact, and why? Leo, no contact, and why? Even when the sun don't shine. Leo, no contact, and why? Leo, no contact, and why? Leo, no contact, and why? Alright, Leo, no contact, and why? Why is this person in no contact with Leo, and why? No contact with Leo, and why? Alright, we got brag again, and love. I will be a positive force in your life, and of course, I will be bragging about all the things I've done. So they want you to love them for the way they are. No contact with Leo, and why? Frustrated. They're irritated that they can't control the situation. No contact with Leo, and why? Curious. It says, I'm intrigued and eager to learn more and figure you out. So they can't figure you out because they cannot control the situation. And you're not taking their love seriously with them bragging. All right, Leo. No contact with Leo, and why? Leo, because they're burdened, been feeling overwhelmed. I have a lot going on in my life right now. So they are burdened. And the waiting game, they feel like you're waiting on them, so why hurry? Healing, I'm taking the time to heal, to accept the love I know I deserve. Don't force anything. Helpless, I feel trapped by my circumstances. There's nothing I can do. That's that burden situation, and they're in a mental imprisonment, the Eight of Swords. Overthinking, I'm driving myself crazy. Thoughts of you keep consuming me. They could be an air sign. Dating, I'm back into the dating scene and making the effort to move on. So they're already ready to move on. Work, I've been keeping myself busy with work and improving my finances. Arrogance, that bragging energy. If I don't get what I want from you, then I'll get it from somewhere else. How lovely is that? All right, Leo, let's see. I can't even imagine who this is. Leo, no contact with Leo, and why? Again, New York could be significant. No contact with Leo, and why? 5 o'clock in the morning. All right, maybe they're leaving somebody's house at 5 in the morning. All right, no contact with Leo, and why? No contact with Leo. You have the Hanged Man. All right. Somebody is thinking about a situation that has failed. The 7 of Pentacles, what they invested in, did not work out the way they thought it would. Again, Knight of Cups. They're offering love to those who don't care about it. Then Leo, here you are coming out with the sun, shining a light on all of this because they were a fool in what they did. Yep, with the Lovers and the 4 of Cups. Now they're missing you and feeling like that you were a missed opportunity. They're in toxic energy, but Judgment and Justice is here. Like I said, they could be an air sign. All right, they were just thinking with their wand, and now they're having sleepless nights. They were trying to get success elsewhere, and then they got cut off. And they were abusing their authoritative stature. And now they're heartbroken. Oh my. Advice for Leo in this situation. What's advice for Leo in this no contact situation? Advice for Leo in this no contact situation. What's the advice for Leo on this no contact situation? Dishonesty. It says they will withhold information from you for their own benefit, and they will gaslight you because they are desperate, because they're in a bind, and they are envious, and they need a loan because they reconnected with somebody from the past that was unfriendly and negative, and it messed up their journey with you, and now they want you to support them. That's an absolute no. No, thank you. Do not do that at all. Let them learn their lesson. All right, give me some advice for Leo on this situation. All right, we have silent moves. I'm making moves in silence. Don't want anyone to ruin my plans. Incomparable. No one has ever made me feel the way you do. You're irreplaceable. And late nights. Thoughts of you keeping me up at night. Even if I fall asleep, I dream of you. So that's that 8 of Swords energy, the 9 of Swords energy, that mental imprisonment, sleepless nights, and the fact that they know that no one can replace you. You are the number one. All right, let's get some advice for Leo with the tarot. What's the advice for Leo with the no contact situation? Advice for Leo. Work. And more work. So the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. They want you to master your skill, do some work in the community, and get your mind off of this disappointing situation. Yes. And put up your boundaries with this person. Do not allow them to pass through. Do your healing. and you will be successful, and they will continue to be stuck in third parties and mental imprisonments in their own mind while you're out here single, successful, and looking good. All right, Leo, that's you. Now we're on to Virgos. All right, Virgo. We're doing no contact with Virgo and why? 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 All right, no contact with Virgo and why? No contact with Virgo and why? And no contact with Virgo and why? No contact with Virgo and why? All right. No contact with Virgo and why? No contact with Virgo. No contact with Virgo and why? No, we haven't done Pisces yet or Scorpio. We're on Virgo. We're going in order. So it's Virgo, then Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, then Pisces. No contact with Virgo and why? All right, so Virgo, it says plans, seeing you is a priority for me. I want to make plans with you. So they want to come out of no contact and make plans with you. But they have to vent. I have a lot to say about a situation and need a good listener. So the only reason they want to come and make plans with you and meet and come out of no contact is because they have something to vent about. And it says they will gaslight. I will deliberately manipulate your perception of reality until you are doubting your own experiences and memories. So they are a gaslighter and manipulator. All right, so Virgo, no contact and why? 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 No contact and why? All right. It says we have differences. Maybe we're just too different to make the relationship work. So it could be spiritual, religious reasons. It could be money reasons. Maybe one person makes more money than the other. Maybe it is ethnicities or race, cultures. Maybe one grew up in the projects, the other grew up in, a mansion. It could be anything, any type of differences. All right, Virgo. No contact and why with Virgo? No contact and why with Virgo? No contact and why with Virgo? All right. They are sitting at home and watching you online, even though you're in no contact. They want to come in and apologize and fix this love situation. They see that you're single and looking good out here, and people are paying attention to you. They are feeling disappointed in themselves and the situation because they knew from the start that you were their happiness. Maybe they as well went to a stripper. All right, they were blinded by which path to take, and they want to offer you this Ace of Cups, ask you out on a date and to celebrate, and they're ready to make a change. They were only seeking pleasure then, now they're not. They're putting an end to that cycle. They no longer want to be a player. They want to heal the situation with you and find balance. And they no longer are investing in things that are no good for them. They want something long term. They're listening to their intuition. They went into isolation to gather the truth. A tower hit, shook up their whole foundation, and they want to come out of this mental imprisonment and travel to you. And they want success. Definitely success. And they want to call a truce. They're manifesting you in with the Magician. And they know you have your boundaries up because they were in an illusion on which cup was the right one, but you are their happiness. And they also know that you will be cutthroat in the words that you speak to them. They want to work with you. You are their entire sunshine, their happiness. They're tired of being left out in the cold. They no longer are offering love to those who do not deserve it, and they see you as their Two of Cups. They're spying on you online, like I said before. They still have passion for you, and they know that they had to face judgment for being a fool. Now they're heartbroken. They no longer are blinded to the path that they need to take. They want to stop with all the conflict, and they want their power to come back to them because they know you are the therapist, the Queen of Cups, who is very nurturing. And they find this as a spiritual, divine relationship, and you are their everything. They see you as family, and they want success. Wow, that was a lot. All right, what's the advice for Virgo? What's growth? I will ignite a spark inside you, inspiring greater depth and expansion. And we have great news. I have something amazing to share with you. And a date. They want to take you on a date. All right. So, like we said, they do want to take you on a date. And they see expansion and growth with you. All right, Virgo. Advice for Virgo in this situation. What's the advice for Virgo in this situation? We have take it slow. So if you take this person back, just take it slow. You can give them one last chance to prove that they're not going to escape again and do the same thing, because you've had enough with all of that in and out energy. You're not going to allow them to push your buttons. If they really see you as family and want a family situation, they need to stop the waiting game, stop being in denial about the situation. You guys may be telepathically speaking to each other through music, the TV, radio, whatever. Don't force things to happen too quickly. And practice forgiveness because they love you. They love you more than they've ever thought that they would. So that is your advice for Virgo. All right. right, Virgo. Well, that was a lot. It's not always a bad thing to forgive somebody in a situation, but if they keep doing the same thing over and over again, then that's not good. If it's a one-time thing, then yes, hear them out. Use your intuition, see if they're being honest or if they're trying to manipulate a situation. If they're trying to be manipulative, then no, don't do it. But if it's a one-time thing, yes, they can apologize. You can rekindle things as long as they're willing to make the changes to make it work out. All right, we are on Libra. Libra, no contact and why? 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 All right, Libra, no contact and why? Libra, no contact and why? Libra, no contact and why? Oh my. Libra, no contact and why? All right, Libra, we have negative. I'm hiding my true intentions and I don't actually care about your well-being is why. Plans, seeing you as a priority for me. I want to make plans with you, but remember their intentions they are hiding. They are desperate, they're in a bind, and they're acting irrationally, and they are in need of financial assistance from you because they see that you're a good manifester. And it says, I accept and respect you for who you are and only ask the same in return. Well, if they have bad intentions, then that's what they're going to get in return. All right, Libra, no contact and why? 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 All right, Libra, no contact and why? Libra, no contact and why? Libra, no contact and why? All right, this person is saying don't lose hope. Erase. They deleted everything from their phone so the third party can't see it. Lessons. I'm learning my divine lessons and will soon be by your side. Reconciliation. They want to reconcile with a date. And then Libra, you need to focus on yourself. All right, let's see what Tarot has to say for Libra. All right, Libra, no contact and why? Libra, no contact and why? Libra, no contact and why? All right, there was interference from a female in their life or around them in some way. It could be family, friends, co-worker. They were interfering in the relationship, trying to have dominion over the relationship for them to pay attention to them instead of you. This person did not want this person to come toward you because that would be coming toward calmer waters, but they are a snake in this person's life and they betrayed them. Yeah, this person may act like they're all religious, go to church and what have you, but they're really sneaky and nothing but conflict. And yeah, they're cruel. That person's also cruel. They have cruel intentions. All right. What's the advice for Libra on this situation? What's the advice for Libra on this situation? Small favor, gaslight, and unfriendly. They have secrets they're not going to tell you. And they're going to offer you the gift that keeps on giving with an STD, STI. So this is a no, absolutely not. This is one of those times when you do not reconcile or take them back. All right, Scorpio. Who's in no contact with Scorpio and why? No contact with Scorpio and why? Oh, why did I do that? No contact with Scorpio and why? Jay or Kendrick could be significant. The names. Money issues. A money tree. Scorpio, no contact and why? Scorpio, no contact and why? Scorpio, no contact and why? One more. Let me see something real quick. Compton, California, and Chicago could be significant. Centennial High School and Compton. All right. So that could be significant for Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, no contact and why? 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 Okay, they want to apologize because they were being envious because they're going through hard times right now and they couldn't spare to look at you. They do see you as their safe space. They have empathy towards you. They do want to vent about what happened, on why they went no contact. They want you to stay positive. They enjoy listening to your laughter. You make them laugh. They want to come at you when they're balanced and healthy and not in chaos. And they are sorry. They were dealing with an imposter in their work situation, and now their obligations have gotten worse because they got bad news because someone betrayed them and was deceitful in a work situation. All right, let's see. What else for Scorpio? Scorpio, no contact and why? Take it slow. Scorpio, no contact. And why? Grass is greener. They wanted to see if the grass was greener on the other side, but they were pretending to like this person when they realized the grass was not greener. They're finding it harder and harder to fight temptation while looking at you. They fantasize. They do want a commitment with you. Nobody else is comparable. They're done with the flings and the competition. They want a new love that's with you because you are worth waiting for. And they want to confess their true feelings with you. They're hoping that you have not moved on. They don't want this to be, they don't want you to slip away and this love to die. They're trying to protect it. And they know that you're focusing on yourself and trusting your intuition. They're trying not to overthink. They've had enough freedom. It wasn't the right time, but they're making silent moves because there's been a lot of gossip out about what they've done and what's been going on with them. But they only want you. And they don't want you to look at them as being unchanged. They've been getting support from friends. They know it's your choice. They have been self-pleasuring themselves to you. They're speaking to you telepathically, hoping you're getting the messages. They do want a family with you. They don't want you to deny them of this. And they will call. They apologize for the love triangle. They were trying to escape from their feelings. And again, they don't want you to lose hope. They want you to give them one last chance. And they feel like it is divine timing that will bring you guys back together. They are in solitude, hermit mode. They were clueless with what they were doing before. They apologize. They know it's going to be hard for you to trust them. They were doing online dating. Now they're stuck stalking your page and feeling burdened. They feel like you're unfaced with the situation, and they feel like you're getting away, and you've already made up your mind on to move forward. And they feel like this is a lesson that they had to learn. All right. Let's get some tarot on the situation. All right, tarot on the Scorpio situation. No contact. Scorpio, no contact, and why? Scorpio, no contact, and why? Scorpio, no contact, and why? And Scorpio, you have a snake around you. Someone did not want you to move to calmer waters. A matriarch, maybe somebody's mother figure got involved, and they wanted you to feel defeated, and they wanted their son or daughter to continue to be this Knight of Pentacles. All right. They have mastered their skill at dating. And they know you are very nurturing. You're the therapist. They didn't know which path to take. You could be saying 222. They want to take the chariot forward to you and you only. Again, they had some type of manipulation going on at their work, and they've been in a loss. They've been asking for advice. They're feeling heartbroken. They want to make plans to come towards you and give you this cup of love. They want to stop spying on you and actually come through and speak with a quickness. They know you're the Empress. They know they'll get justice with you. They're no longer in devil energy. They know everything they invested in was a failure. And They see you like Cinderella. You're great at everything. You were the only cup out of all the cups that was worth it. And they want success with you. They're tired of being stuck in their head. They see that you're very healing. You could be popular, famous. They want to complete a cycle and open a new cycle with you. They're tired of sitting at home watching you all the time. They have passion for you. They want to work with you as well. You guys are destined to be together. This is in secret how they're feeling. All right. Okay. All right, Scorpio advice. What should Scorpio do in this situation? Judgment. The Hermit. Go in isolation mode. Get your answers. And decide whether you can trust them or will they go back to their old ways with the strippers and the side pieces. All right, now we're on Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius. No contact. And why? Sagittarius, no contact. And why? Sagittarius, no contact. And why? All right. Sagittarius, no contact. And why? Sagittarius, no contact. And why? Oh. All right, you have growth, support, empathy, and brag. They like to brag about themselves and their growth. They feel like they're always supporting everybody. And they say that they're empathic and are always there for everybody else. Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, no contact. And why? Sagittarius, no contact. And why? Online dating. They can't be trusted. They're desperate. They live a double life. I got with this card that they're struggling with their sexuality. They're playing both sides of the fence. They're telling you to trust your intuition on this situation. This person gives mixed signals and they're confusing. If you're married to them, you may need a divorce, or maybe they're still married to somebody else and they've been online dating the whole time. Make them prove it. There's somebody that has anger issues. They're unintentional. Yeah, they try to control things with dating, with who they date. And again, secret love. They could be into both sexes. They want to reconcile, but they're going to push your buttons at the same time. And enough is enough. They're going to keep you all in your head. They're going to make you jealous of them. They're not sending any message. They're haunted. They're parting. Self-pleasuring. And you need to let them go. All right, Sagittarius, you need to let them go. They don't want to change. Herpes, but I'm having a trick in my throat chakra. All right, tarot for Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, no contact and why? Sagittarius, no contact and why? Sagittarius, no contact and why? Somebody could have a lot of tattoos, front and back, sleeves. We have 9 of Wands, fortitude. Somebody is wounded. They're not doing the healing they need. They need to heal. We have double healing cards. They need to be single and actually be single for a while in order to heal. All they're going to do is cause strife in your life because they are the straight up devil. They are going to ruin your life and betray you. They're very cruel. They're very cutthroat with the things that they say. They don't think before they speak. So there needs to be a change here. In order to be successful, even though they say they see you as family, they're more interested in strippers and going out. They may not even have an actual job, or if they do, it's in the nightlife and drinking and partying. There is gossiping around town going around about them. This is somebody that's shady and deceitful and is a con artist. And they will always leave you worried. And they will always have somebody else on the side. All right, so what is the advice for Sagittarius? Lessons. Let this be a lesson to you now. Let them go. They're going to continue partying. Practice forgiveness, but work on yourself. Yeah, they're going to be in regret, but there's too much gossip and everything else going around. You need your freedom. So take this as a lesson and focus on yourself, Sagittarius. All right, Capricorn. Capricorn, no contact and why? 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 We got the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Capricorn, no contact and why? Capricorn, no contact and why for Capricorn? The Prince of Pentacles and the Hierophant. No contact and why? Six of Pentacles. Okay, we're all about money. Money, money, money. And that is Capricorn. They are about the money. Okay. They are in no contact because they are working. They're focusing on their success with their finances. They're trying to balance out their finances, and they're also trying to master their skills at work. All right, they're trying to be strategic, to manifest. They do see you as somebody that's happy, very intuitive. They do feel like you would be a missed opportunity if they don't take action. So they would like to have success with you. But right now they just need peace in their finances because things are not going like they should. They want to make sure they're stable for the long run before they offer you anything. Yeah, there's just conflict going on with their money. So they're not with any third parties. They're just having issues with money, Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. No contact and why? Capricorn, no contact and why? Capricorn, no contact and why? Yeah, they're trying to find growth in their situation right now with money. They do need a loan. They may not ask it from you. It's just they need to get their money right. They're welcoming any invitations you might send them. They are sorry. Like I said, they're focusing on their career and they're desperate right now. Their plans didn't work out the way they should. They're sorry if they were dishonest, but they do have great news coming soon. They feel like the feelings will be mutual with you, and they do want to start on this journey with you because you make them laugh, you're fun, and they will not be hiding any secrets from you. They don't want to tell you goodbye. They're tired of the chaos. They just want a healthy relationship and something that's positive. All right, Capricorn. All right. So, Aquarius. So, yeah, for them, you just have to let them do their work. But if they take too long, because you're not going to be waiting on them, so you need to focus on yourself. And if new love comes in, well, that's your choice to take it. All right. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius, no contact and why? 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 All right, apology. They're not yet over what has happened. They need some sage advice, and they also need a big favor. They're hoping you'll be positive about it. They're welcoming any type of help you can give them, especially a loan on some money. They're trying to grow and be healthy. They need to vent to you about something. They know you told them goodbye already. They want to collaborate with you and get out of a negative situation. Somebody sabotaged them and didn't want them to date you. They are in love with you. That is their secret. And they want to be honest with you about this journey they want to take with you. And they're hoping that you'll support them, show them support as they will you. And they know that you'll be frustrated and curious with some gossip that's going around about what they've done. That's chaos, but they still want you to be friendly toward them. All right. Aquarius, no contact and why? Aquarius, no contact and why? Aquarius, no contact and why? No contact and why for Aquarius? We got family and no escape. No matter how far I run, my heart always comes back to you. All right. They focus on you no matter where they're at or who they're with. They don't want you to lose hope. Let's see what Tarot has to say. Aquarius, no contact and why? Aquarius, no contact and why? Three of Swords came out. They're heartbroken. Aquarius, no contact and why? Eight of Cups. They're walking away from a situation that broke their heart. It was a devilish codependency situation. They're trying to manifest you with the Lovers. They are no longer just pleasure seeking. They're learning from being wounded that they want to ask you on a date. They're tired of spying on you. They know that you're happy. They're no longer going to be deceitful. They want something long-term with you and stable. They want to work with you. They want their power back. They feel defeated. Again, they're tired of spying on you. They know that you're strong. They know that there's no conflict in your life and you're looking for love. And they don't want to disappoint you. You are their Empress. They want quick communication to come to you. They are no longer stagnant or stuck. They know that you're single and happy. They know that you'll probably curse them out. There was a feminine that was interrupting. There was two feminines that were either side pieces or just interfering in the relationship. Yeah, trying to get them to trade you in for them. They want something more stable and traditional. They want justice with you. They want to move forward to you. They don't want you to worry about this situation. They're no longer into just being into their passion and thinking with their wand. And they want to come towards you, travel towards you, and get success. They want to come in quickly. And they don't want you to have your boundaries up to them. They did face judgment. They want to heal with you. They're no longer dealing with these interferences. They know you make them happy. You're talented. A tower came down, crashing their whole foundation. They're putting an end to all things that no longer serve them. They want to offer you this big pinnacle to start a new cycle with you. They want you to listen to them. They'll tell you about these options that they went to and offered the cup of love. It was the wrong one. Okay. So Aquarius, that is you. That is for you to decide whether you want to listen to them when they come back. If they're being honest, then yes, you can. If not, then no. And it looks like there was interferences with females, maybe 3 total. All right, now we're on Pisces. Pisces, no contact and why? Pisces, no contact and why? Pisces, no contact and why? Dishonesty. Pisces, no contact and why? Pisces, no contact and why? Alright, they were keeping secrets, they were being dishonest, they were desperate. They looked for help in the community on advice. They know that you're the safe place for them. They want to check in and see what you're doing, make plans with you. They're asking for a favor that you allow them to meet up with you. They realized that people in their energy were wearing a mask, envious, and not very friendly, trying to sabotage the relationship with you, making you out to be the negative one when they really want to work with you. They really want to apologize with you. They're sorry if they gaslit you. These people want revenge on them for changing their perspective, but they just want to laugh with you and give you good news. They don't want you to say goodbye to them, but they are saying goodbye to these other people. They vented to the wrong people. They want to reconnect with you. They see you in their future. They're hoping that you'll have some empathy toward them. They're being greedy, trying to date people that were just after their money and not showing any honesty. They were deceitful and they weren't healthy and there was no mutual feelings. They were just meddling in their career and their life. Now they have a new perspective on love and they know those people were bad news. All right. All right, Pisces. So, yes, everybody learns their lessons. All right. So, I'm just going to get an overall on the zodiac signs that were for the around the wheel. Any zodiac signs and houses that were pertinent to this reading tonight, please come out. Any zodiac signs that were pertinent to this reading tonight. Zodiac signs that were important for this reading tonight for the collective. What all zodiac signs were we dealing with for the collective in this reading tonight for around the world? Around the zodiac. Any zodiac signs, houses that were pertinent to this reading, please and thank you. What zodiac signs were we dealing with in this reading? Zodiac signs were we dealing with in this reading? All right. So, Uranus. Somebody could have a Uranus and Sagittarius. We got Aries. We got Virgo. They could have a Mercury in Cancer and a sextile in Cancer. All right. So, that is that. All right. So that read is done. And like I said, in exchange for a gift, I will answer one question per person in exchange for a gift. So you can place your questions in the chat now and put your gifts up there. Okay. Shit. And I hope you learned something from the no contact read for each zodiac sign. Connecticut could be 111 in Connecticut. I will be back on here tomorrow, probably about the same time, starting. I appreciate each and every one of you that joined tonight and stayed for the reading, the entire reading. I know it was long. I apologize. And again, thank you for all the donations, the gifts, and anything off of my wish list. Thank you to the person that got me the tarot cards coming. Alright, so if nobody has a question, or if you did send a gift already, let me know, because I don't see. I gotta go back and see. Alright, let me see. Oh. Alright, Platinum Doll, you want to know if you, Romaine and Chantel, will reconcile. Did you ask that last night? Will Romaine and Chantel reconcile? Will Romaine and Chantel reconcile? Will Romaine and Chantel reconcile? Romaine and Chantel reconcile. Yes. Rebecca, should you move on from Patrick? Should Rebecca move on from Patrick? Should Rebecca move on from Patrick? Should Rebecca move on from Patrick? Rebecca move on from Patrick. It says you can manifest whatever you want. There may be some conflict, or maybe you're creating the conflict. You need to go and look at it from a different perspective. But you can take whatever action you feel is necessary with the Empress, because you make things happen and come into fruition. There needs to be some communication. And if you want to work on it, there needs to be equal give and take without the conflict and deceit. All right. Let's see. And Alpha. It is true. All right, I'm going to end it there. It is 11:20 p.m. in Texas, and I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Stay prayed up, do your meditations, take your spiritual baths and showers, and keep a positive outlook on everything. Be grateful. Okay, have a great night.